At some point in the digital age of boss babes, new money, and ambitious rookies, we stopped consulting our village's wisest. Women have been the heartbeat of the world within their respective communities, workforces, and families since the dawn of time. They are the magic makers, the peacemakers, and the ass kickers. Let's celebrate them with the matriarchy party.
Hi, everybody, and welcome back. And thanks for coming to the matriarchy party. This week, I am finally feeling recharged after globetrotting for seemingly 3 months straight. It's amazing what 2.5 weeks home will do for the soul. Wow, I'm finding my rhythm finally and my routine and what I need to recharge. I know I talked about that a little bit last time. I feel like I've been straddling the line between burnout and maybe we'll never work again, like imposter syndrome fears, like when I always get like 2 weeks notice before I have a job. So I feel like it's hard not to get in your own head and think, well, we have nothing planned for the rest of the year, but that's never been true ever. So, which is going to be a great little foreshadowing for our guest here today and mindsets. But, yeah, I am happy to be back in the recording studio here. And I'm happier that it's a high of 90 for the next few days in Phoenix. So single tier, get your sweaters out, get your fall beverages out. What a delight. It's been 110 for as long as I can remember. So that is such a delight. I'm basically living the dream here. So I'm flying to New York for work this weekend. Really looking forward to connecting with some really cool people that I admire. One who I've been friends with on the internet for over 10 years and never met in person. Isn't Instagram magical sometimes? Wow. Sometimes social's the worst. Sometimes is the best. I know, as somebody who's knee deep in it for her career. But this week, it's a very exciting week. We are welcoming one of my best friends, Shannon Quinn, also known as the Queen of Manifestation, to our party. She's a mindset and manifestation expert who coaches in the revolutionary technique of method manifestation, a method she developed herself that's proven to be faster and more effective than typical manifestation practices. Unlike other techniques, method manifestation doesn't rely on repetitive practices like affirmations. Instead, it focuses on vibrationally aligning with the version of yourself that gets whatever the fuck you want. Just let that marinate in there for a second. I mean, I know manifestation is like almost a buzzword. I feel like everybody manifests all the time at every second, but I think, and that I learned from you, Shannon, which I'll let you get a word in edgewise, but I'm still knee deep in your bio, your intro here. But I feel like manifestation has been a word that maybe 10 years ago, even 5 years ago, wasn't talked about in the pace. At least maybe that's the algorithm that I'm on at social.
Oh, absolutely.
And it is changing people's lives. Like I'm something that you hear often here is ask for what you want. And that is just like manifestation, asking for what you want, like hand in hand. Well, Shannon got into manifestation because she struggled with low confidence and extreme panic and anxiety disorder for most of her life, found it was the only way to change the direction of her life. I'm going to say that again. Shannon got into manifestation because she struggled with low confidence and extreme panic and anxiety disorder for most of her life and found that it was the only way to change the direction of her life. Since then, she's built a community of over 150K empowered badass women and has already coached over 100 of them one-on-one in Going Method. Her latest method manifestation course teaches the exact steps on how to be instead of do to manifest anything you desire with unmatched success. She's currently planning her move to Rome with her Black Lab Friday. Oh, I shared a longer than usual bio for Shannon because I think what she teaches is life-changing. I've experienced her method firsthand when I first considered starting my own business. She and I worked so closely for months, and I honestly don't think I would have gotten out of my own way if it weren't for her really helping me rewire my brain, my thoughts, and really giving me some tough love when needed, to be honest. And Shannon and I met at a faithful 4th of July party outside of Austin with our mutual friend 5 years ago. And we had an instant connection. Must be a Pisces thing. She lives outside Boston right now. So even though it feels like the majority of our friendship has been long distance, we have an epic group chat that connects us very closely every day. And I'm just so inspired by her. I think she's a total badass. Shannon, without further yapping, welcome to the podcast. Welcome to the party.
Woo!
Woo! Thanks for being here.
Hey, can I ask a side question? Who's your friend of 10 years on the internet that you're going to meet in person?
Oh my gosh, my friend Mel, who when we both worked at Madewell, she was at the Chicago store, running that store, and I was running the La Jolla store. So like we were on calls every week, we're friends on Instagram, never once have met her. And so now she's lived in New York. She lives in New York now, and she does events for Soho House. what a cool life. And I'm like,
Neat.
wait, I'm going to be in Newark. It's finally time to meet face to face instead of just on the internet. So
It's so funny.
what an
Sorry,
exciting,
I'm gonna waylay this a lot today,
I love
but
it.
it's so funny because there's so many people that I'm friends with only on the internet, and I'm like, I cannot wait to meet these people in person and just hang out with them and hug them. I just want to hug them.
Yes.
It's so weird that I can have friendships with people that I've never met before. Thank God for the internet.
Thank God. In so many ways. And I mean, I think about you and I, what have we been in the same place 3 times in our friendship?
And you're one of my literal best fucking friends in the world.
It's
Like
so
that is
wild.
crazy. Yeah.
Technology. I mean,
Technology.
but I'm like, we're such like glue people that are like connectors and have just been just connected. And we FaceTime and we text and I mean, all
Yeah.
the things. And we consume each other's content on social. So it feels like we've been friends for way longer. And a friend's like, feels like we've been in person hanging out more than just a couple times. But love the internet. Well, thank
It's
you. I know
funny
you're
because,
so busy.
well, I feel like I know you like the back of my hand. Like I feel like if someone
Yeah.
asked me
Same.
about you, I could easily explain everything about you. I feel like I know how you would respond to certain things. But yeah, you're right. We've only hung out in person I think 4 times. I mean, granted though, the 4th of July thing was for days.
Yeah. But I mean, 4th of July, New York, the
LA.
Comic-Con or premiere, and then LA recently.
Oh, maybe it was only 3.
I think either way. Either
Okay,
way, it's crazy. No, but to know somebody so well and be such close friends, you know, if if you want to, you will make it work with
Yes,
any kind of relationship. So I love
absolutely.
it. I love it. We're very intentional people, but yeah, I feel like I know you so well. I know like the little details of like what a text means or a face or facial expression means that like you would only know by spending a lot of time with somebody. And that's so cool.
It
Love
is.
that.
Love it.
Well, you look so cute and I love your background you have going on here with a lot of plants here. We're like red today. Love it. Right?
We
Are your
always
stripes red?
Pisces always think alike.
That's
Listen,
so true.
we don't mess
We're just
around.
but fish. Well, I always kick this bad boy off with when we think of a matriarch, we think of a woman who's the head of their family, tribe, or organization. When in your own life, have you felt like you had to demonstrate those traits, whether by necessity or not?
I think that I have to demonstrate those traits every single day. I am a coach, so I am constantly a leader. I am constantly stepping into that role of guiding people, usually women. So I have the occasional man, but I am usually guiding women, be it my friends or clients every day. So I am in that role constantly, and I've been in that role long before I started coaching. That's just my natural inclination, is to help people be the best possible version of themselves, or be the, kind of like you are as well. Like we're Pisces, so we are listeners, we're empathetic, we can take in people's information and juggle it around and help them with whatever they're going through. So I've been like this since I was a kid. And so in that respect, even though I have so many freaking badass women in my life who are teaching me and helping me to grow, I feel like I tap into that energy every single day. There's never a day that I'm not tapped into that.
Do you feel like when you were just a little baby child, were you like running people around on the playground and like just like marching forward and leading from such a young age?
No, I wasn't. I had a very kind of fucked up uh early years. And so I wasn't like that, but I was always a listening, empathetic ear. But I didn't step into my power for a very long time. I had my face bitten off by a dog when I was 4, and we moved. I had plastic surgery all over my face. We moved every 3 years because of my dad's work in the pharmaceutical industry. And so every new school I would go to, I was Scarface, or I was, the weird girl, whatever.
Constant bullying.
It was, yeah. So it was a very interesting kind of upbringing. And I think that I was always empathetic to my friends. I was always tapped in. I was always the chick that was having a sleepover with like, it was always one-to-one sleepovers. I wasn't into like the big,
We like one-to-one hangs.
oh my
We
God,
said this the other day.
girl, when I lived in Massachusetts, I'm in Massachusetts now, but when I was a little kid, we moved to Massachusetts and New Kids on the Block was like a huge thing. And people would have like these New Kids on the Block freaking sleepovers. And it was like 20 screaming girls wanting to watch New Kids on the Block videos in New Kids on the Block sleeping bags with pillows and like all this stuff. And I was like, I was a hermit in my freaking shell. Like that is not, I am one-to-one or one to very close group. But I definitely have always been empathetic. I wasn't like leader type energy until I actually started learning about manifestation. Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. It's funny, like to know you or to meet you now, you're such a confident, strong, bold woman, which obviously we'll get into. And I'm sure that's your path with manifestation. And I mean, you mentioned struggling with confidence and from an early age. So that all does make a lot of sense. But I guess that in itself, before we even get to any thoughtful nuggets that she's going to drop, it's never too late to just choose to be the person that you want to be. So I love it.
Oh my God, girl. Never, never. Like, please, anyone listening to this, I don't care how old you are. I don't care what you've got going on. I don't care what your past is. You can shift it. Absolutely.
Yes, totally agree. Sarah Blakely, the founder of Spanx, I follow so many founders on social. I love it. But she posted this thing today about you're not too old, it's not too late or something. She always posts with a coffee mug, but then you scroll and then it's like, this person started this after 50. This person started the founder of McDonald's at 62, like all of these. And it's just so hopeful. I feel like as somebody who feels like they've been running since they were a teenager and like, I don't know, I struggle with being here now, being present and just like absorbing. And because it's constantly like, what's the next thing? And what are we achieving next? And we're moving the goalpost. It's a great reminder. Like, it's not too late. You have plenty of time. Like, but then it's like the other side of like, you what?
I'm so glad you brought her up because you remember you and I did the Tony Robbins.
Yes.
Okay. So Courtney and I did this Tony Robbins thing from home.
Unleash the Power Within.
Yes. Unleash the Power Within, which I give it like a 75 out of 100. It was
very fun doing it together, but we were apart, but
we were apart.
So somebody to text through it and
yeah, there were some cheese moments and then there was definitely some nuggets in there. But one of the nuggets, which Courtney, I know you're going to remember, was, okay, what's her name? Sarah Blakely?
Yeah.
So she did this whole thing in there where she was talking about how she grew up. And so this woman was she the first woman billionaire or no, she sold her company for $1 billion, right?
I think so. I got to fact check that.
I think I'm pretty sure she's like one of the only women who has like sold a company for $1 billion. Obviously there are women in like Walmart and stuff who have billions of dollars, but like she literally sold her company for $1 billion. And the way that she
in 2021, Blackstone bought a majority stake in Spanx, escalating the company's value to $1.2 billion.
Yeah, she's insane. Like, she's amazing.
What a woman.
But one thing about her story that she told us that I was like, this is fucking awesome, was that her dad, every day she would get home from school and her dad would say to her, "What did you fail at today?"
Yes.
I was like, that is literally brilliant because
so smart.
Programmed her deep in her subconscious mind. It
take chances.
Like, I want to fail. Like, I want to put myself
It's no big deal.
Right.
Yes.
And I was like, every parent should do this.
Yes.
Every parent should do this. Like,
so true.
Yeah. Amazing.
Well, and I think just like probably revolutionized the way that she obviously talked to her parents and like informed all of her success that she's had. She just started another company. Like,
what is it?
Sneaks. It's like a comfy stiletto.
What?
They're definitely a choice, but like I'd buy them just because I would support whatever she does. But yeah, well, you can look later. There's something for everyone.
Oh God.
But I like, how amazing to just not, I mean, people are scared to talk about their parents, no matter how close you are. You don't want to disappoint. You always want to make them proud. And like you want to have something to share. And B, you're just not scared of failing as much when you're just like, oh yeah, I fail every day. No big deal. Cause I'm trying different things. It just exposes you. I'm like, what? And neither of us are parents to human children. But I can imagine just with your significant other or girlfriends or anything, what an amazing thing to think about. And what a great reframe.
Yeah, and it informed the way she built her business. I mean, she was like showing up at Nordstrom, everyone was like, go away. And she was like literally like showing up every day and
Yeah.
being, can I put these like things out? They were selling Spanx and nobody was selling, like actually selling them. And she was like, can I actually just, as the owner of the business, be like, can I just stand here and talk to people?
Answer questions and talk.
And now that bitch
Yeah.
sold her company for $1 billion effing
Everybody
dollars.
has them. It's a name especially women, either has a pair, knows the name, like, and it was such a niche, such an inspirational story. Well, I mean, Queen of Manifestation, what does your ideal morning routine / day off look like for you these days?
I mean, I'm going to be honest here.
Let's hear it.
Okay. Day off is me waking up, taking Friday, my black lab out for a walk. I live on the ocean. So right now, as I'm sitting here, I am facing a pier, like a big long pier with the ocean underneath it.
Okay. All right.
Being honest.
Just
And so the ocean vibes, you know, the negative ions, positive ions, negative ions, they're hitting me. So I walk Friday in the morning and I drink coffee for probably 10 hours. I just sit there and I drink, it's decaf. It's not caffeinated. I don't do caffeine anymore, but I like to sit on my phone. This is like a secret. No one knows this about me. So this is first served here.
Breaking news.
I will sit on my phone and play like this phone game where it's like matching, it's like taking three things and matching them. I don't even know what it's called.
Oh.
And I listen to audiobooks. That is literally my favorite thing to do. So I listen to it. It could be stuff about the mind. It could be stuff about quantum physics. It could be like a sexy, sassy romance. I don't care what it is, but I just put the audiobook on, I drink my coffee and I play this game on my phone. And it's for some reason very relaxing to me.
I get that.
On a work day, I start the day with a rampage. So you probably know what a rampage is, but I start the day off and I wake up and I rampage it out for probably at least 10 to 15 minutes. So a rampage is something like this. It would go like, I am the queen of manifestation. I'm a badass. I get younger every day. My telomeres are getting longer every day. I have Benjamin Button disease. I'm hot as fuck. People are attracted.
Yes.
People love me. I attract all the best clients. I attract all the best friends. Money comes to me easily and often. I am affluent. I am constantly in abundance. Everything that I want is always working out for me. So I do that for like, 10 to 15 minutes and it really ups my vibration and it sets the tone for my day. Like I said, on a day off, I might not do that. I might just sit with my coffee and play a game and listen to some smut.
That's real. And I like it. You have a little bit of both.
Yeah. A little bit of both, Yeah.
I love that so much because first I was expecting like a 25 list of wellness things that you're doing on your day off. So I think that is very validating of somebody who is living it and you know so much about wellness and physical and mental health and read a lot. And you're like, yeah, you got to just check out and read a game. And I know you watched a lot of Korean romance.
Oh my God.
And like, so I love to hear just like what you're doing we all need to just turn off all of the thoughts sometimes and all of like the strategy and just not check out, but just like be delightfully unaware of the world and like in something that's not bettering yourself for every once in a while. But
I never let it go. So I do have days off, but I never let it go for more than 2 days because I have a belief that after 2 days, like if you stay in something like that, then you're starting to manifest sluggy.
Yeah.
So
I feel that.
So I'll allow myself, you just had a big break. So you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But like, I will allow myself usually on a Sunday. Sunday is usually the day I like to do that. but I will allow myself to do that because it feels very good for me. I am a natural introvert and my job is very extroverted. And so I need to, for my own peace of mind, I need to shut down. So I'll watch K-dramas. I will literally just hermit.
Hermit. I love
And
it.
I love that because then the next day on Monday, like today, I can come out and chat it up, but I need to have that little quiet time.
I mean, I'm learning that about myself, that I'm like the most extroverted extrovert in so many ways. And like, I can just, it's probably like masking, and like I mirror people that I'm around, and I do like love being around people and love things. But I think having to be on for such long periods for work, how I recharge is not around people, anybody, not even one person. It is being by myself and being quiet and like, or with my dogs, just not being talked to, and just like turning off reactionary or responses, I guess, and just laying flat. So whatever that ends up being like, and learning, I was just saying this last week about like learning about the 7 types of rest and like what kinds I need, like me scrolling. If you're doom scrolling for too long, you feel like shit, go figure, everybody. So it's like, if you're like laying flat for too many days, then that also, you're just like, now I feel like I'm ruminating in it, whereas it doesn't feel restful. It feels more depressing. So listen to your body and give it what it needs, like, is the short answer there. But
Doom scrolling is the absolute worst. Every one-to-one client I have, and if you ever signed up with me, I will immediately talk to you about your social media consumption, because if every present moment you are creating your reality, why are you sucking in
someone else's?
Why are
So
you
true.
sitting there jealous of other people's shit? Why are you focusing on what the Benjamins are doing when you could be using that present moment to create? Do I doom scroll? Yes,
Of course.
absolutely. There's definitely times where I am in puppy and cat videos for about 2 hours straight.
That feels like positive manifestation though, honestly.
For
Cute
real.
animal videos. So that doesn't count.
Yeah. And also like anything Italy, because I'm planning my move to Italy.
Yes.
So I have like, my feed is like dogs, cats, animals, and just Italy, 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 Italy. So
that is the beautiful algorithm.
but I think that the key is like, tap into your energy. Like if you're starting to feel weird, or if you're starting to feel bad, or if you're starting to be like, well, why did they have that and I don't, or God, I'll never get that. Get the F off your phone. Like turn it off. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. It's so true. I mean, now I've been setting timers for like scrolling on TikTok, because I'll look up and I'm like, that was an hour of my life I'll never get back, that I was just like, who knows what I was consuming. So I'll set timers. And I want to go back to what you were saying. Whatever you're consuming, is it inspirational? Because I feel like at the beginning, we're like, social media, thank goodness for it. It is such a toxic and nasty, gross place in some places. Like some of social, not great. And for somebody who's like, my world revolves around social media in a lot of ways, you have got to have some boundaries for yourself, because I mean, you can say you're as strong and immune to being influenced by whatever it is, but you're not. We're all the same. Like it'll figure your algorithm out and start telling you like, you're not enough. You're not booking anything. Like you're not good enough. You need to buy more clothes to be enough. You need to go buy you should probably get plastic surgery because your face doesn't look plastic, and you're old and not talented. And you're like, oh, I'm going to start believing some of this. I'm going to start Googling face transplants. And you're like, what? Like, and I heard a creator the other day, I wish I remembered, but I like saved it because it was like, get off your phone and go outside, get off your phone or something. And I was like, you're right. Thank you for this. Repost, goodbye, phone. But the beauty of the mute button, the beauty of the unfollow button. I feel like you can cheer people on, friends, competitors, colleagues. And then if it starts making you feel bad, you could just take a little mute break. You're like, oh, this is no longer like feeding me. This is no longer inspiring me. And take a little pause. But so agree there.
If I can interject something. Your life works exactly the same way. So if you look at social media, whatever you're putting your focus on, the Meta or whoever the company is logging that and saying, okay, let's show Courtney more of
whatever that is.
So this is her algorithm, right? Your life works exactly the same way. Your life is the exact same way you create your life around you is your algorithm. So when you look at social media and you see what you're putting your focus on, go into your For You page. Take a minute, go into your For You page, go into the search or the discovery page. What's in there? Because let me tell you, that's where you're putting your focus. And it's also where you're putting your focus in your life. So if you want to shift where you're at, sorry, like I said, I can't stop it. It won't turn off. It won't turn off.
I love it. I love it. So
But
useful.
if you want to shift where you're at in your life, you need to start only putting focus and attention on the shit you want to see more of.
Yep.
If you want to see less of something, give it less attention. So if you don't want to see political shit on your social media, if you don't want to see shit about Trump or shit about whatever, or if you don't want to see stupid mansplaining videos, you're just gonna swipe. You know how the algorithm works. So you're gonna swipe as fast as you can, or you're gonna say, no, not interested. That's how you're supposed to do it in your life as well. It is so important for you to know that where you put your focus and where you put your attention and intention, you get more of that. So if you are sitting there in fear and focusing on all the things you don't want to happen, that's what your algorithm's going to show in your life. It's going to show more of what you don't want to happen. Does that make sense?
1,000%. I feel like I remind myself all that all the time. Like where focus goes, energy flows, like, or vice versa. I always swap it, but it's like, yeah, you're focusing on, it's like manifestation 101. I hope I don't spill on this white t-shirt. And it's like, the universe doesn't acknowledge that. I hope not. So it's like, that's what you're focusing on. That's what you're going to do. So it's like being delusional and like the scripting, the like acting as if, like all of the things that we could have 17 podcasts on many different practices to manifest your dreams. But of course, whatever you're consuming IRL is what you are seeing more of and creating for yourself in your life.
Yes.
Well, we love talking about asking for what you want, you and I. Just tell us about a time where asking for what you want paid off.
So when I first started my coaching business, I didn't set out to start a coaching business. It was the pandemic and I started posting on TikTok, and my first videos were extremely dramatic, not me, not the way I talk. And then after a couple of my videos went viral, people started asking me to coach them. And at first, I was like, oh, shit, I don't have like a certificate or anything like that. And come to find out, like, you really can't get certified as a manifestation coach or a mindset coach. You can get certified as a life coach, but anyone that's going to certify me is going to have a problem because I've been studying this for over 20 years. So if they can come at me with more than what I know, sure, go ahead and certify me. But at the very beginning, I was like, oh shit, like, okay, I guess I'll coach people. And I was charging so low. And I am in the business of not trading my time for money, meaning the experience that I have is what informs my pricing. And the many years of experience and study is what informs my pricing. And when I first started out, I was charging what everybody else, I was like, I can't go, even though it was exhausting me. I mean, I give so much on my calls. I give so much. And it was exhausting me. I got so burnt out, but everyone charges this amount. And I was like, well, I can't really charge over that. Not anymore. I don't do that. Now I ask for what I want, which is pay me for my experience and pay me for the result that you're going to get. We don't trade time for money here. We trade money for your result that you're going to get. And that has helped me in so many ways, because it's just like you with like your job, like obviously at this point you're at the top, like you're in the top like 1% of people that do what you do, and they're not paying you for your time. They're paying you because you're good at your fucking job. Like you're amazing at your job, and they know they're going to get Courtney Pink microphone, like souping up the crowd.
Yeah.
And if they want that, they need to pay top dollar for that. That is not that it's not like, oh, okay, well, this amount of time I'll be on the plane and this amount of time I'll be in the hotel and this amount of time. No, like, and now that I know that, it has freed me up so much. And also I only have a certain amount of clients that I can
Yeah.
take each month. Otherwise I'm going to be burnt out. I'm, like I said, I'm an introvert. I'm a little hermit. And so, I only have a very limited amount of spots that I can do every month. So, I have to, ask for what is going to make it worth my time. And a lot of my clients have text access to me as well. And I'm coaching, I mean, some of my clients, I'm coaching them every single day through text as well as meeting them on Zoom. And so I have to ask for what makes it worth my while, and I'm
It'll
glad
be just like, it'll suck the life out of you if not.
exactly. And then I won't help anyone.
Yeah. Or yourself. I mean, know your worth.
No, no way.
Yeah. What are you working on and excited about right now?
I'm working on so many things. Right now I'm definitely like hot and heavy about my method manifestation course, which is it took me a long time to, I mean, I think you
Been
probably,
working on it for a long time.
yeah, I've been talking about it for a long time. And so I finally created it and it's been going and I have a bunch of students in there and it's been amazing. And so I'm really excited about that. And I'm excited about kind of like developing it out. So right now it's just like a standalone course, but I want to add on like bi-weekly meetings and I want to eventually have events in person where I can like take women through and like have photo shoots and like create who they're becoming and have it be like even more transformational in short term. So I have so many ideas. But I am excited about that. I'm excited about my coaching business. I have the best clients. I've really, in the beginning, I didn't have great clients. I wasn't attracting great clients, which is funny for a manifestation coach. You would think I have great clients, but
Well, you didn't know your worth at the beginning. So you're
I,
probably attracting a higher level of human.
yeah, I didn't know, like, I was thinking about manifesting everything but the kind of ideal clients that I wanted. And now I'm getting clients who they show the F up. Like they don't come to play. Like the clients that sign up with me are like, I'm ready to do this. They do the homework. They like get into it and they get results. And so it's like such a dream for me because I just love seeing that. That's like my favorite part of my job. I'm obsessed with my job. Obviously, I'm obsessed. I would
Yes.
do it if I didn't get paid. I would do it all the time. Courtney knows this. Like I am like I am 100%.
It is you. You are the company.
Yeah. So I'm excited about that. And I'm super excited about moving to Rome.
Yes.
I was supposed to
It's
move to Rome.
happening.
It's happening. I was supposed to move to Rome a few years ago, and then my dad got sick, ended up dying. And I didn't, and then my dog was old as dirt. She was in diapers, and I was like, I can't try and do this right now. So it was like I was all set to go. I was ready to pull the trigger and didn't, life
It
came in.
wasn't the right time.
There was resistance and I was like, okay, I'm going to take a backseat, put this in the backseat for now. And now everything has just been lining the fuck up and it's been amazing. And I'm just like so pumped, so excited to be in Italy, be in Rome, live in Rome. And so that should be happening at the end of winter.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. We've been talking about this for so long. I'm so excited to see it all come full circle.
I know.
Can't wait to come visit. Oh my gosh, you're meant to be there. Like I know it's just been in the works. So that's a great reminder too. It's a long game. You're playing the long game with manifestation. Some things are happening right away and some things it's everything in the right time.
Yeah.
Last very hard hitting question here. Like it's brace yourself.
Okay.
Who is your favorite 2000s Charlie's Angel?
Oh, you switched it on me. I thought you were going to ask me about Spice Girls, you little bitch.
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
Because I realized we love Charlie's Angels Full Throttle. So
Courtney and I have many things that we have in common, and one of them is Charlie's Angels. It's always going to be Lucy Liu. There's really never going to be a question. I can't imagine why it wouldn't be Lucy Liu for literally anyone. She is unstoppable. She is the hottest bitch around. She, her character is like, oh my God, like when they do Barracuda and she's like,
oh my gosh, the whip.
Oh my God, she's so amazing. Or when she's making the muffins and I literally can't talk about it. I'm obsessed with her. I'm obsessed with her
I
character.
have to watch that movie tonight now. I'm like, oh my gosh, Chinese fighting muffins. Like what?
Yes,
I
she's
love her.
amazing. Lucy Liu, we love you. Lucy Liu, we
Oh,
love
we
you.
love her. Oh,
Yeah.
I love to hear it. Excellent. Well, let's talk about your matriarch. Sharp pivot.
Okay.
Speaking of, Lucy Liu is a matriarch to all of us here, but who are we talking about today?
For mama. So okay. I did pick one person who I want to say is my matriarch, but there are so many. So Courtney knows this, but you all don't know this, but I am estranged from my family. So I'm estranged from my mom and my sister and her family, etc. And this was like a long time coming. And I've had a turbulent relationship with them for a very, very long time. But then when my father passed away in October of last year, it was finally the impetus to cut the cord, so to speak. And I was able to cut that relationship off. Leading up to that, I have built a family of my own. I have built a group of women. I have like I would say like an army of women that support me, cheer me on, teach me things, help me grow, in all so many different aspects. But there is one person that I met. So when I first moved to Boston, I was in the entertainment industry, and I moved to Boston to be near my family. And there's not much of an entertainment industry out here. It's not as consistent as LA. Like you can't really just jump back into production when you come out here. It's few and far between. So I got a temp job, and it was at a pharmaceutical company, which is hilarious for me because I grew up with my dad running pharmaceutical companies. And I thought the last place I would end up was a pharmaceutical company, but I got a temp job at a pharmaceutical company and they immediately hired me, paid me a lot of money, were really cool. It was a very cool pharmaceutical company. But anyway, so one of the women there, a geneticist, okay, she was the head of genomics, very intelligent, a British woman. I was assisting her, and she lived in the town that I am in now. And the pandemic hit, and I was living in this like high-rise building, and everybody was partying nonstop, like partying in the halls. And it was this beautiful high-rise building, like floor to ceiling windows, like view of the city, loved it so much. But I would leave my apartment and it was like just hundreds of people partying. And I was like, I gotta get the hell out of here. And so that's how she is how I got to this little ocean town, because she lived
Oh,
here. Yeah. And during the pandemic, we weren't like meeting up with people or hanging out with people or whatever, but she invited me to come to her house and sit on the porch, and she made me a bunch of food. She's British. She cooks. Her cooking is literally, she could start a restaurant. She's literally the most amazing cook. And we would sit on her porch and hang out and, shoot the shit. And she became family to me. And really, I think she, in her own way, knew that I was not close with my family.
mm.
I think in her own way, she knew that even though I didn't really talk about it, I think she knew that I was not close with them. And so every Thanksgiving, every Christmas, every Easter, I'm there. That's the house that I'm at. Like I'm at her house. She is cooking, and I am part of the family. Um, so it's been really touching and amazing having this little tiny British woman as the family that I never knew I needed, but I now have.
How are you going to leave her to go to Rome?
God, I'm gonna be so sad. I literally truly was like, you better come visit me.
You have to move with me.
She's punk rock. Like
So what's her name? Hold on. Did we get there?
her name is Michelle Penny. She's a geneticist. She will absolutely come visit me. I know she will. I have no
Love it.
doubt in my mind that she will be showing up.
Amazing.
Yeah,
But you have like many other matriarchs, but
oh
we're
my
going to
God.
focus on Michelle today.
Yeah, we want to focus on Michelle, but I have, so my immediate, when my dad died, the first thing I did, like the moment I found out he wasn't actually dead until the next day, but when I was told that he was dead, the very first thing I did was message my coven. And my coven is Courtney Worth, who you're listening to, Courtney McNulty, who is an attorney at Warner Brothers, Tiffany Smith, who is an actress, and Natalie Viscuso, who is a producer. But that's our coven, and those are my closest girlfriends. Those are the people that immediately, like the moment I knew he was dead, I was like, I have to immediately text them. I didn't even have, it wasn't even like a 2-second thing. It was like a literally like my phone was on and I was texting them. So they are my closest girlfriends. That's who I talk to every single day. That's like my cheer group. Those are the people who are just killing it in their business. Each one is doing something different. And they're all in their own way. They're all so special, and they all have like a different view on life, so different. Like none of us are the same, and it's just really nourishing to have this group chat and to be able to, cry to them, cheer them on, talk about movies, like whatever the hell we want to talk about, we're in there talking about it, sharing pictures of things, laughing, whatever. And it's very nourishing for me. And I don't know what I would do. I definitely wouldn't be where I am right now if I didn't have that group. And then I have the second call that I made was to my friend Emily here, who's also an attorney. I have a lot of attorney friends. I don't know how that happened, but Emily, and she was a new mom at the time. She had just had her baby. And I met her as well at the pharmaceutical company. She was my boss. She was my boss, and she is amazing. She is so thoughtful. She's taught me to be more not careful, more cognizant of my reactions and my responses. She is very thoughtful. And I called her, and the moment she picked up the phone, she said, I'm coming. Like she knew. I don't know how she knew that my dad died. It was so weird. And she came over here, she dropped her, she had a baby with her, with her husband there, and she just like dropped everything and came to my house immediately. She's such a good friend. I have another friend, Jordana, that I met during the pandemic. We were walking our dogs out on the beach, and nobody was like talking to each other at the time. And we were all like staying far away from each other. And she was like, hey, like, do you want to come sit on my porch and like have dinner? And I was like, sure. And we became really good friends.
Oh, amazing.
She moved away, but we've been very good friends ever since. And then I have my friend Tanya, who lives across the way. She's absolutely powerhouse, like badass bitch. She's one of those people that when you're around her, you're like, okay, I gotta step my game up a bit because this girl is a badass bitch. So I have like,
you have so many. I love that.
So many. My friend Siobhan, who lives in England.
Oh yeah.
And her mother, Siobhan.
Yes.
Siobhan and her mother. Her mother is also a matriarch to me. She has always cared for me and taken care of me, but Siobhan teaches me to be like playful. She is like the most playful. I think she's actually got fairy blood in her. She's Irish.
That makes sense.
She lives in England. She teaches me like have as much fun as possible. Like everything she looks at, she's like playful about it. And then I have some girls in LA, like Anastasia, etc.
Yeah.
But basically I've built
a band of badass women.
My own family of women. They're all women that are absolutely unbelievable women. Yeah.
Well, what do you admire most about Michelle?
Michelle is very unassuming when you meet her. She's very science-based. Obviously, she's a geneticist, so that doesn't come
Did
easy.
she always want to do that?
Yes. So she's hardcore science-based woman. She's been doing it for a long time. And like I said, she was the head of genomics, computational biology and genomics at the place I was at. You just don't. You just don't. You just
Smart as hell.
And like when I met her, she's very unassuming and very sweet, but she is a punk rock bitch.
I love that.
You would never know that she is like, she's full punk rock, and she's amazing. And her warm heart and her way of taking me in when maybe that's not necessarily her natural inclination, even though she cares so much for people. She basically just took me under her wing, and she didn't have to at all. And I love that about her.
Does she have a slogan or mantra that or wise words that she shared that has stuck with you? Or it's
No,
just like more the feeling of warmth and like,
no. The funny thing is she would tell you this too. She doesn't have a slogan, per se. She she's very much like a cut the shit type of person.
yeah.
And I always say I love you to her, and I'm always like, I love you. I love you so much. And she can't stand it because that's not how she grew up.
Too
Like,
mushy gushy for her.
she's British. Like
Oh, that's cute.
she's not into it. And then she told me the other day that like her mom said it to her. Her mom was like, I love you. And she was like, she like couldn't,
What?
yeah, she was like,
So funny.
but like I make her every time I see her, I'm like, I love you. And then she'll be like, I love you too. But it's just like not something that she said.
Oh, it doesn't come natural.
So if anything, like I've cracked her into that. Hopefully eventually that will be her slogan is I love you.
Yeah.
Got it.
You're going to wear her down.
Yeah, I'm gonna wear her down.
Well, I feel like we need 3 more hours for this podcast, but we get to this point where I have to ask if there's anything you could say to Michelle, what would it be? And can we call her and you would tell her directly?
Yes.
I know what you're going to say now, and I know how she's going to react.
Yeah. Oh God. I hope, oh my God, I want to say it to her and see if she says anything. If I could say anything to Michelle, it would be
No, try and call her.
oh shit.
Yeah.
All right. On speaker.
Yeah.
Okay, let me do it.
Let's see if she answers.
Hey Michelle. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I am currently a guest on Matriarchy Party, and they asked me who I wanted to call, who meant a lot to me, what matriarch in my life meant the most, and I said you.
No, I'm not laughing. I'm honored. I am laughing.
So I was telling them about how I have started making you say I love you.
Yep.
Yep.
Oh, Michelle. Yeah, we were, so I was explaining to Courtney, who is a very good friend of mine and the host of this podcast. I was explaining to her about how you kind of took me into your family when you kind of, I think you probably just intrinsically knew that I needed family, even though I had my own, and how you've taken me in, and every Easter and Thanksgiving and Christmas, you invite me to sit at your table like I am a family member, and how much that's meant to me, and how much your friendship is meant to me, and how much your punk.
You're cutting in and out a little bit.
Oh, I'm cutting it out. Can you hear?
Carry on. I got family member.
Oh, no.
All you got was family member? Okay. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me? Misha?
I've got you now.
You got me?
Oh, no.
Yep.
I don't know what's going on. I'm so sorry. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. So I was just telling them about how much it means to me that you somehow kind of knew on a gut level, I'm sure, that I needed family, and how you have kind of just selflessly invited me in to be part of your family, and invited me to every Easter and every Thanksgiving and every Guy Fawkes Day, Guy Fawkes Day, and Christmas. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, good. And just how much it's meant to me that you just made me a part of your family when I really needed it.
I mean, I would like to think that many people would have done the same thing, but I mean, you're a fun person to be around, and why wouldn't I want you sitting at my table?
Oh,
That's so sweet.
oh, you're so sweet. I was just telling them about how, or I was telling Courtney, about how you, when I first met you, I had no idea that you were like, had this punk rock soul, and that you were a little badass.
I love it.
Do you have anything to say about that? About you being a badass?
You make that sound like a bad thing.
No, I love it.
No, being a badass is the best thing. There's nothing better than being a badass.
No, I mean, I don't know really what badassery is. That might be a cultural thing.
It's you.
To look up, but no, I mean, I'm gonna stand up for, myself and for my friends. But when you move, I think one of the things you just made me sort of think, why would I sort of maybe invite people into my world? When you move from one country to another on your own, I mean, a lot of people showed me that kindness too, and it's just paying it forwards. I don't know about, maybe they all, I just think most people would do it. But tell me a little bit more about being a badass. I can't even say it. Badass.
You are a badass. I love it.
So I'll explain badassery to you later, but because our podcast is ending. But it just means you're punk rock. You're a punk rock bitch. Okay.
Okay.
That says it all.
Yeah, you're a child of the 70s. You got it. Thanks, Michelle. I love you so much.
Love you too.
You did it. Okay.
Yay.
See you later. Bye.
Bye.
I love Michelle. I want to meet her.
Yeah,
She's so amazing.
You'll meet her someday. She's amazing.
Well,
Okay.
we have so much to talk about, but thank you so much for your time. If you want more of Shannon, which you do, follow her at Shannon M. Quinn on Instagram and TikTok.
It's like Shannon.m.Quinn. Yeah.
.m.Quinn. Yes. SHANNON. No C, you know? I love you. And thank you for your time. I've learned so much about you. I think you're such a badass. You're so inspiring. I love you. And I'm so grateful for you.
Same. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Guys, thanks for coming to our party. Remember, if you have the gift of having the ability to call your matriarch, any woman in your life, mom, grandma, mentor, bestie, tell them you love them. Ask them about their life. Get out there and make it great. Love you. Have a good week. Bye.